Despite a great performance by Isagi and Rin, France took the victory convincingly. Let's analyze the tactics of Zidane and Mbappé's team. Let's analyze and clone the tactics of Rodin and Loki's team in a game. France wanted to perform the kickoff glitch. Every attacker sprinted forward in straight lines and tried to attack the open space behind quickly. Hugo sent a direct long ball towards Loki, but it was Charles who hid behind, took the ball, and scored the first goal. This was a typical long ball counter style attack. Direct forward runs by players instead of keeping close proximity for ball circulation. The play from Hugo to Loki looks like Capello's link-up play. It's also clear that France attacks with a front three involving two wingers. Then France defended with good discipline and aggression. Number 5, Bats like to rush towards the ball carrier and overwhelm the attacker physically. Hugo is the more conservative midfielder who focused on interceptions and positioning, using his meta vision. Charles defends in the midfield line. The wingers, Camus and Leyden, tracked back Chigiri and Bachira respectively. They defended in the wide midfield areas and helped out the fullbacks. Charles was an AMF instead of an SS, forming a right-side-up triangle-shaped midfield with Bats and Hugo. Bats was more like a CMF because of his area of movement, while Hugo was a more standard DMF. Then the wingers were given deep line to defend one block deeper, helping out the fullbacks and adding defensive thickness. France defended in a compact shape. The fullbacks were always ready to get into defensive duels with the help of the wingers. With everyone's aggression and Hugo's brilliant awareness, Japan couldn't filter passes through the middle. But as compensation, this mid to low block gave Japan space to shoot from outside the box. In eFootball, we shouldn't give attacking to any fullbacks, and we should use at least one defensive fullback. Hugo's long through passes to Loki were powerful, but France had more ways to score in their toolkit. Hugo was also capable of carrying the ball forward and surprising the opponent with long-range shots. Leyden played as a right-footed left winger who used his pace and physicality to progress the ball higher up the wing. After Japan's second equalizer, Rodin's team sped up the game and changed gears. The wingers then stayed on the front line instead of tracking back deep, but what's more important is the shift in their attacking pattern. Instead of having the wingers out wide, both wingers were closing in on the middle. Hugo and the front three created chaos in the middle with very quick pass and run combinations. In eFootball, it's like playing two wide SSS with a goal poacher, in between them sneaking into the space behind the defenders. That way, the attack becomes center-oriented. This style of play actually fits the game's meta. Renoir had a pretty good performance by Blue Lock keeper standards. We can use any keeper. Hermes and Gaben were solid and gave defensive commands to each other. But there was nothing too special about them, so we can use any defenders. Chapa and Delon were always ready to defend on the wings, and their attacking presence wasn't obvious. But it looked like the right-back Delon was easier to beat one-on-one. So how about an attacking right-back and a defensive left-back? Hugo is obsessed with being the second best, and doing all the work in the team that helps Loki be the best. His performance says it all: intercepting, man-marking, long passing, ball carrying. He is the midfield core that helps the team function perfectly. A real-life player that came to my mind is Rodri. Obviously, he has world-class defending and a similar physique, and he also came in clutch by scoring goals from outside the box in key moments. What's even better is that orchestrator Rodri and Capello's link-up together are perfect for recreating Hugo's passes to Loki. Another player that I find appropriate is Pogba. Bats was everywhere, pressing, intercepting, even making runs during attacks, so he's like a CMF with a destroyer or box-to-box playstyle. Who comes to your mind? My picks are Zakaria and O'Shea. Both are very strong and complement a more composed midfielder beside them. Charles takes the 10 role and scored a goal after complementing Loki's movements. Other than that, he wasn't as active as he was in the NEL. So I picked Cherki, who's also a creative French midfielder. They kind of have similarly funny personalities too. De Bruyne and Scholes are pretty good alternatives. Leyden and Camus are both fast and physical wingers, especially Leyden, who's like a tank while carrying the ball. I picked Leo and Bale in their roles, but their roles changed later in the match, playing as whole-player SS like Gullit and Cruyff to stay closer to Loki. Who should Loki be? I don't know. Here are the two setups, a more balanced mode and a more offensive mode. Ideally, we can activate Capello's over-the-top link-up between an orchestrator and a goal poacher.
Big game, everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So we're very much on the way now. Well, it's clear what the manager wants.
This opponent
here
is very
is
patient while using the 3-4-3 setup. But that really fits France's game plan because France excels with an organized, compact low block.
Forwards playing off the central striker, providing support or rotating with them while being the main suppliers of crosses. This is all about end product.
Searching passes played there. Vicious
How
ball
would you
here.
rate this long ball from Hugo to Loki?
He's in, must be! Or he's charged, surely! And it's De Bruyne. Modric. Towering! He's hit the upright. Romero can clear it away. Rodri. This looks promising.
France's wingers provide a high work rate during counterattacks, giving the team additional verticality on top of Loki's pace.
Fabulous shot! That's Gerrard.
Being given deep line, Camus and Layden can help the fullbacks a lot. Then they can receive the ball from a lower position and carry it forward with pace.
Good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Cucurella promptly onto that, and that is that. Oh, Mbappé! There is an irresistible.
A very organized defense because when one center back overpresses, the other fills the space immediately.
Irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
And it's Modric. Nicely weighted ball.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Neymar.
Hugo showcasing his defensive awareness.
This is De Bruyne. This is Messi. Oh, great leap! And there goes their last chance. France have held on. They have doggedly. Oh, good ball. Calm. Shot a goal. It's Rafael Leao. Costa Corta. Rafael Leao. Bullet looking for the chance to skim one in from range. He's got away. And Messi! Messi! Oh, that...
Peter, isn't it?
This tactic excels in transitional attacks, but the movement is not so fluid when we are the team in possession.
Arsenal have penetrated from Rodin. Point blank header! France are behind here despite their domination of possession.
Hugo said only 1% of the outcome is decided by luck, and this goal clearly debunks that.
Guessed it. Their reaction has been
And Messi! Marcelo is having a shot!
Let's switch to game plan number 2 and get rid of the deep line instructions.
It's loose and there.
well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't take out that killer ball.
Good chance here, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise.
The wide attackers tend to make more central runs now.
And pull it!
Away at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Everyone is in the middle, but no one stretches the defense by staying wide anymore.
And it's Cruyff. Oh, good spread. Can he get on the end of this and play him in? And he's picked out the run. Bullet gets into a good position. And that will be the final act.
Thank you for watching. Which different real-life players would you pick for the players in the manga?